Hello, it is Rebecca Reinking, speech pathologist, and today I want to share with you my 5 favourite activities that I use with articulation cards for preschool age students. Now when I say articulation, this is if I have a student and they have a lisp or their SH or their CH sound, it just doesn't sound clear, it's a little bit distorted. These are the kids that I'm talking about. And first off, my favourite thing to do is to print my articulation cards on cardstock and I print them in doubles. And the reason is going to be obvious very soon. So my first favourite activity involves what I call a feely bag. Now this is just a bag that you can't see through, and all you're going to do is you're going to put inside mini objects, little toys. And I find that my preschool age students, they just love the surprise of what they're going to pull out. So I would set up and have all my articulation cards on the table. This is where the doubles come in handy because for me doubles means I have 18 cards out on the table, and all the child does is they put their hand in, they feel lots of different things, and then they pull out an object or a little toy like this, and then they just tell me which card they want to put it on. So it might be salt, so they put that on the salt and then they pull the next one out. Now, if you need support and you're thinking, oh, but my child's using phrases or sentences, I actually have some good phrase and sentence starters in our speech activities for home practice. So you might have the child say something about what they pull out, like a crocodile, and what he's going to do to the cards. Like, the crocodile licked the soap, and then they put it down on that. So my second favourite activity involves puppets, and I tell my child that this puppet likes to eat cards and that he will only open up his mouth if he hears a clear, and then you just insert whatever sound you're working on. So let's say for this example here, we've got S at the end of words, so he's only going to open up his mouth and eat cards with a nice clear S sound. And so then the child would pick up the card and they'd say house, and I just have some fun with the puppet. Sometimes the puppet might sniff, or he might snatch it, or he might spit it out, and the kids have a lot of fun. So I've got lots of different types of puppets for this very reason. I've got unicorns, I've got little ones like this, and so my kids, they love seeing what this puppet does. And what I like about it and what the good feedback is if my puppet, for example, did not think that the S sound was clear, he would bunch up his mouth like this, and I might say to the child, oh, I don't think he's going to eat that. I think he saw your tongue poke out. And so the feedback is, it comes from the puppet, like the puppet not wanting to open up his mouth. So it gives the child extra motivation to say their sound clearly, to see what the dinosaur is going to do with their card. My third favourite activity I call drive it. We will put all the cards down on the floor, so we'll say them. So sun, same. So we have all of our cards down on the floor, and I like to spread them out and space it out. And then we'll get to the other side of the room, and I'll grab all of my Hot Wheel cards, and I'll say to the child, do you see, or can we see if we can run over these cards? So every time we run over a card with our car, we will say that card, and we might pick it up and move it. So it would be something like this. You'd say, okay, where's the car going to go? And if it went over sun, we'd say sun, and we pick it up and we put it aside. Next one, scent and salt. And so we pick them up and put it over in there. And again, this is why it's nice when you have a double set of cards, because the more cards you have on the floor, the longer the activity can go for. So my fourth favourite activity is called throw it. Basically, I just find anything that I can throw. So it might be little beanbag things, might be mini objects again, and then we stand and we have all of our cards down on the floor, and I try and use my setting up of the cards on the floor as a way to get practice, and then throwing the object onto the cards as practice as well. So we pick it up and we throw it, and if it lands on salt, we say salt, and we pick it up and we move it. Now, sometimes your objects, they're going to hit and they might roll off. We just count that as, yeah, it touched it. Otherwise, it can be pretty hard sometimes, just letting you know from experience, for things to land on the card. So if it touched it, if it jumped on and jumped off, we count that as like, yep, you got it, and they can pick up the card. So that's really, really good. These two little floor-based ones, they're really good because I find often that my kids can get a bit, just a bit wriggly at a table, so it's nice to alternate table, floor, and as well, just with some throwing anything. It's just a really, really fun way to get high practicing. Now, at Adventures in Speech Pathology, we do have a set of articulation cards, and there are usually 9 cards to a page. So when I print these on cardstock and I make doubles, it means there are 18 cards. So my 5th favourite game, and this is a fail-proof game, all of my kids have loved this, is memory. So when you print these in double, you just do 3 rows of 6, because 3 times 6 is 18. And with memory, it's just saying the card as you turn it over, inside, whatever the other card is, pencil, and if it's not a match, you turn it over. In our speech activities for home practice sheet, we do have ideas for phrases and sentences as well. So it might be like, I see inside, I see pencil. You might do a sentence like the pencil was inside the room. So we have all of those ideas on there if you want to expand and move beyond word level, just to help you out. But yeah, memory is one of those games that my children will always play. And the way that we play it in my room is that if you get a match, you get to have another turn. So it's very, very, very motivating. And just one of my really quick tips, because adults usually have a stronger memory than our preschool age students, sometimes if I know where the other match, if I know where the other match is, for example, and if the child turns over whistle, and if I know the whistle is here, I might be really cheeky and I might say, don't choose this card, it's not under here, it's not under here. And usually they know that I'm joking or I'm tricking, and I'm like, no, it's that one. And they'll say, Rebecca, move your hand, and then they get it. So that's a good little tip if your child is starting to get a bit sensitive that they're not getting the matches and you are, is to just do something like that. Or say, don't pick that one there, it's not it, and try to have a funny face. So those are my little tips for working with preschool age students with articulation cards. I hope you found these 5 ideas really useful. Let me know if you want me to do a series like this for older kids, for another population. I'm always open to ideas. And if you go to our links, we will link to you where you can buy our articulation cards. But also, if you just want those sheets, like you can send those sheets for homework too. You might just send articulation cards home to parents and then give them the sheet, and then they can play these games at home, and it will just help them out and help make home practice fun. Or as a speech pathologist, it could give you ideas on what games to play and how to get more out of your articulation cards. So make sure you subscribe and you like this video so we can keep getting more speech therapy content to you.